Welcome to Crow and Klein here today with a daily energetic check-in. We have the Akashic Tarot and for our card of focus, and that card of focus is Up in the Air, number 18, which I really love. Hot air balloon, there's the couple waiting for it, but there's all kinds of things that can happen up here to this balloon, right? The wind, the whatever, the currents, Anyway, today it came out in reverse, okay? Which is actually kind of cool because it means that a situation that's kind of been up in the air for you is coming down to the ground. It's coming down to earth, okay? And even though there might still be some unknown elements, right now, with it coming down to earth, you can intuitively and actually see everything much more clearly, okay? And with that, you'll have more influence over the situation, okay? Whereas before, in the upright position, you're kind of at the mercy of whatever is going on up here in the sky. So when you can have more influence over the situation, you can actually participate in a higher capacity with whatever the situation is, okay? You had a lot of trust in this situation before it actually came to fruition. And now that it's down to earth, you can understand the situation more fully, therefore acting on it more purposely. Okay, it is something that is within your reach now. It is not out of reach anymore. All right, so that's what we're talking about with Up in the Air in reverse. Something for you is within reach, and it's something that you wanted. Okay, so I have the Wandering Star. Excuse me, we're going to get into this reading a little bit here. Let me turn my heater down a little bit. Ooh, getting roasty toasty. Yeah, I love that. I think yesterday or the day before, I talked about that gratuitous carrot kind of being dangled in front of us, and we keep reaching for it and it keeps getting farther away, or seemingly, but not really. So this is sort of that situation within your grasp, right? It's coming down to earth. So anyway, I want to thank everyone so much for being here. I am super honored to be able to bring you these messages. I hope everyone is doing okay. Ooh. That one stayed on the mat there. The world completing a cycle. Well, the hot air balloon takes off. Here, I'm going to shuffle a few more times. The hot air balloon takes off. It does its travel and it returns home, right? So it kind of is completing a cycle. All right. There, let's do that again. That was kind of cool. Okay, so in the nature of, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is a sort of strategy in saving money. You could be investing. You could just be budgeting. I mean, it could be a very base level sort of dealing with finances or material world abundance. So you might be in a holding pattern where finances are concerned, in a holding pattern with your security and your stability. You know, and maybe there's something that you're saving for. All right, so it can really mean a lot of different things. You know, with this being sort of this holding pattern energy, right? That hot air balloon was up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, and now it's down. Now it's back down to the ground. So that energy makes a lot of sense with this Four of Pentacles. In your energy, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is about balance and harmony. So this is getting back to being balanced. Balanced with your material world stability. Okay, you've got, so this is really about something that you put out there and you did some work towards, and you had faith while it was, you know, bouncing around up in the air, you know, doing its thing, where maybe there were times you didn't have a lot of influence over it. And now that it's back down to earth, you're able, it looks like, to keep going with this. It's going to help you build some kind of stability, basically. Keep in mind, you're going to have to walk away from some things. This is the Eight of Cups. That's what this means. Now, it doesn't mean that these cups were bad. It just means that because this hot air balloon is coming back to the ground, and it's something that you can now act upon purposefully and influence. Okay, you might have to turn your back on, leave some other things behind, right? Not turn your back on, but leave some things behind. So please make sure to have gratitude for all of those. This is cups. It is of emotions. So some of it might be a little difficult. You know, if you've got more than one like passion project going, whatever this is that you've been waiting for it to come to fruition, it's here. Okay, so you're going to need to sort of back off a couple other things and focus on whatever this is. All right, because I think it's going to be good. We're going to just keep going with the cards. I feel like this is confirmation for someone or everyone. I feel like we all should be working on some really fun side projects, side hustles that are going to become, you know, the basis of our foundation or stability in the material world. So here we are. Under that Four of Pentacles, we have the Page of Wands. So this is good news. It's communication. It's a spark of an idea, right? The Page has the spark. The Knight takes that spark and fans the flames. So you have this amazing idea, and it's this that's come back to ground. So it's something that you have thought of before. Like I said, you probably threw it out there, and it's coming back, okay? In your energy is the King of Swords. So yeah, there's a lot of intellect and strategy and truth, staying in the truth of it, right? Pentacles are definitely cards of strategy. And with this King of Swords coming up, you are definitely looking at the situation in your energy now from a very analytical mind. And being very truthful with yourself about it, right? Because sometimes when we have ideas, we can live in a fantasy world. And we think it, you know, is all that in a bag of chips. And really, we're just living it out in our head. We haven't, you know, brought it into fruition in the material world. Okay, this you have. This is coming in. It's coming in, yeah. It's coming out of the sky. It's coming back to the ground for you. It's time. All right, let's see this. Come back. Under the Eight of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is worry and anxiety. It's sleepless nights. It's those little mind monsters we get as soon as we're so tired and we crawl into bed and all we want to do is sleep, and then boom, right? Those little things start swirling around in our mind. The Nine of Swords. Yeah, sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. Yeah, I think this is something that you really, really wanted. And maybe, and you still had faith in it. You didn't ever let go of this idea. But you may be having some sleepless nights about whether or not to hang on to it. This sleepless worry and stuff could be also about some of the things that you're going to have to walk away from. Maybe this is about deciding what it is. Right? There's a bit of worry and anxiety going on there. I think it definitely has to do with what you're gonna need to leave behind in order to pursue this brilliant idea. Under that Page of Wands, we have the Sun. So this is definitely something that you need to you need to influence and be a part of and participate and influence and make it happen, right? Because you have the Sun coming out for you. It is within reach. It has come back to the ground. It's come back down to earth. It is in the material world now. And it's amazing for you. Okay, in your energy, yeah, you got kind of tired of waiting. This is the Four of Cups. You got kind of tired of waiting. And so you've been sitting under this tree like, do-do-do, do-do-do, right? looking at other things, looking at all these other cups, which are some that you're going to have to walk away from with this 8 over here. Like it's coming in and you're not even looking because it's probably been a long time. You probably waited a long time for this to happen, but it's happening, right? So all you need to do is look up, look around you, and get that spark of enthusiasm with this Page of Wands over here, okay? This is good news, good communication coming in as well. So it's here. It's come back to earth. It's come back down to the ground. This is in your energy, so you're going to have to take a look around because it's here. Oh, I love this read. This is great energy. Great energy. And we have the 2 of Wands coming out under that 9 of Swords. Yeah, this is plans, partnership, influence. See, here's our influence again. But this is kind of the planning stage, right? Of how you, whatever this is that's coming back down to earth, this is going to allow you to build your world the way you want it to be. Okay, this is for you, and you can be as creative, as passionate, as fiery and juicy as you want to be when you're doing this, okay? So there are going to be a lot of decisions with this, right? With the 8 of Cups, you're going to have to decide what you have to walk away from that doesn't fit into this new vision of your world. And I think that's why this 9 of Swords is here. Because you're having some internal conflict on what, you know, because there are some things you're probably going to have to leave behind that it's not going to feel great, right? It's going to be real bittersweet. Okay. It doesn't mean that they're not good for you. They were good for you at one point, but now it's time to move on, right? Things begin, things end. It is just the way of life. That's hard. Make sure to nurture yourself through this process, okay? This is the Queen of Cups coming up for a reason. Self-care, self-love, because leaving some of these things behind is it's gonna be hard. It's gonna require you to take care of yourself in a special kind of way. Yeah, this is gonna be amazing for you. You know, you will look back on this and go, oh my gosh, that was kind of hard to do, but I'm glad I did it. That's what this is, okay? Yeah. So you definitely have overcome some obstacles. All right. This is why this is coming back down to earth. You probably had to go through, you know, some little hurdles in order to get to this point. That's why the Chariot is here. This is a card of success, of progress, overcoming obstacles, right? This is a part of your journey. It's a part of your journey. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out. This is really a beautiful, okay, we just had one flip. There we go. We have the 6 of Wands with triumphant victory. So it's a card of recognition as well. Whether recognition for your idea or whatever it is that's happening, you recognizing in yourself, or if this is something that others are recognizing as well, right? It's a card of recognition, basically. Whatever that means for you, okay? It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Yeah, you have the Sun and the victory card there. Sun and the victory card. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Or excuse me, the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a solid foundation in the material world. This is your material world abundance, your finances, and whatever else that means to you. This, you know, she's earned the right to sit in this chair. She's also very nurturing. Okay, loving and loyal. Very grounded, very grounded. Yeah, very grounded. We have, you know, Pentacles, you know, and your idea, whatever this was in this hot air balloon for you, is coming back to the ground, right? Where everything's getting grounded, which means it's going to be time to get going. The King of Wands. Well, you know how much I love the King of Wands. So yeah, the trailblazer, right? Creative. This is so, there's so much self-confidence and creativity and independence with the King of Wands. You're going to be able to plot your own course. Okay. This is something you wanted. This is for you. This is for you. And it's arrived. So look around. You'll recognize it when you see it, okay? Because it's something that you wanted for a long time. It's something that you've worked on. It's something that you've had a lot of faith in. And it's, yeah, it's here. All right. So jump on that, because you need to add your influence to it. You need to act purposefully on it. It is time. And the Eight of Wands, good news, travel. It's also really, really fast moving energy. So once you recognize it and you move on it and you act on it, things are going to start moving real quickly. Okay. And that's okay. That's a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy for you today. Okay. Yeah, that's your message. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, share with your besties, and I will see you next time.